Superhero fans love everything about adventurous missions with high-quality visual effects, and the latest installment of Guardians of the Galaxy movies ticked all of those boxes. Directed by James Gunn, the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 came out last year and people loved it. Welcome to Galore Techs. Today we're diving into the nitty-gritty of how, with the use of technology, the filmmakers brought together this exciting and visually appealing on the screen. Stick around if you're curious. Produced by the Marvel Studios and distributed by Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures, Volume 3 of the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise proved to be a major success as soon as it hit the screens in April of 2023, marking a pivotal moment in the MCU. The audiences and critics were all impressed by the direction, amazing performances by the cast members, and of course, mind-blowing visual effects and action sequences. The film's global box office earnings of $845.6 million with a modest budget of $250 million is proof of how well it did with the audience on a commercial level. It also got an 82% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes with mostly favorable reviews, and not only that, but it stood as the fourth highest grossing movie of the year 2023 with an Academy Award nomination in the bag. In fact, Guardians of the Galaxy is the only Marvel trilogy to have secured an Oscar nominee for each of the movies. This time around, the movie's all about the story of Rocket Raccoon, and lots of more cosmic adventure to support that. So, how did they make it all? Let's break it down now. Rocket Raccoon, being the focus of the movie both for his personality and complexity of the design, was created by the VFX team led by Stefan Soretti, who also served as the visual effects supervisor for the first film. The movies brought together an army of VFX artists from 13 companies, including MPC, Weta FX, Framestore, Luna Pictures, and Sony Pictures Imageworks, and also pre-viz post-viz teams from Proof and The Third Floor to create all the visuals. Fun fact, there are a total of 3,066 visual effects in this 150-minute movie, and you have to agree, oh, do they look stunning. Now, to create the many stages of Rocket's life, the Framestore team got to work and even studied real-life raccoons and their body movements to replicate that in the movie. Rocket's character is a blend of motion capture, voice acting, and intricate animation. Sean Gunn, the brother of director James Gunn, played an important role in performing the actions on a physical volume set. He acted in the scenes and they captured the motion of the cameras so that the director James Gunn could shoot the scene with the actors exactly the way he wanted to cover it. They had 3 cameras on set for that purpose and edited the scene exactly where they needed in terms of coverage. There was even a short heightened actor walking down the scene with a rocket picture on his bodysuit to help the actors know where to look at, and a stuffed raccoon was kept in the shots for lighting and positioning reference. We know Bradley Cooper provided Rocket's voice, bringing a distinct personality to the character. The production team recorded Cooper's lines and often used his facial expressions and vocal nuances to enhance Rocket's animated features. This combination of Sean Gunn's physical performance and Cooper's vocal talent created a dynamic and expressive character. There are a total of 6 different stages of Rocket in the movie, starting right from the baby stage. The team used the blend shape technique to animate his many characteristics. Framestore even made a real-time fur shader for Rocket, and together with blend shapes, it created a really convincing on-screen performance. The viewers, they were amazed by the level of depth this character had. For example, Rocket's hair was just like how they are in a real raccoon, a layer of short, fine hair and a layer of longer, thicker hair. Framestore used their in-store hair system called FC Hair Filters to animate that hair exactly how it should when he's wearing different costumes throughout the movie. Now, just like Rocket, another important character in the movie is that of Groot, voiced by Vin Diesel. And the MPC team initially used motion capture, which included James Gunn himself in a mocap suit. But then they didn't really like the way it would fit in with the shooting style. So how would the real actors know where to look when they had to look at Groot in the scene? For that, they used a mime who was actually Christian Godlewski on set, who wore a blue bodysuit and a Groot helmet on top. The eyes on the mask were at the exact place where they would be on screen in the final shot, so the actors, well, they were always looking at the right place in the scene. Now, despite having nearly no lines, Groot's character is very human-like and requires a lot of human qualities and movement. They really emphasize the eye movements and the dynamics. They tried to copy the imperfection of the 2 human eyes and added shadows in there to bring them as close to reality as possible. Groot is also basically a tree-like character, and so MPC took texture inspiration from a number of sources, like the Botanical Garden in London. they decided to model him as individual branches that are rigged individually. This technique worked amazingly, and when Groot moved an arm, for example, there would be a moving branch in his back or on his waist, just like the muscular connections in human bodies. It was their way of showing Groot's branches reacting to each other to create the notion that he was in fact alive. Now let's have a look at what cameras were used to capture the stunning detail. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 primarily used the Red Weapon 8K camera, which is known for its large format capabilities and its high resolution. This camera gives some amazing and detailed shots, which is crucial for the movie's immense amount of CGI. Henry Bram, who was the director of photography, used the camera in both close-ups and complex shots so that they didn't have to switch equipment too often. Parts of the movie were shot using IMAX technology so that the scene would fill the screen for a more immersive visual experience. Now, a lot of the viewers were stunned to watch the stampede scene with hundreds of animals being rescued from high revolutionary ship, and rightly so. So how did they create this scene? Without a speck of doubt, it was one of the most challenging sequences to create for Framestore, and the fact that it was all animals who were all bouncing and moving, it became a huge task to manage. Even if you don't give attention to every single animal in that scene, from the turtles to a monkey on top of a pig, the VFX artists sure did, and not every technique ends up working perfectly. Let me tell you more on that. So they began with plate shots with gray beanbags in the hands of the Guardians, pretending to be holding animals as they ran in order to save them. The outcome of the scene wasn't convincing enough, so they decided to make the hands and the animals all CGI. Another really spectacular scene was the climactic battle aboard the Arret spaceship, which you will be surprised to know was a single-shot, 2-minute sequence. The minds behind this scene were Weta FX. The scene was shot at 120 frames per second, and that's how they could slow the action movements down to fit perfectly with the beat of Beastie Boys' No Sleep Till Brooklyn. According to Stefan Soretti, it was very, very complicated to shoot, and they had to do it on the rhythm of the music and in a single shot too. It was a big mixture of digital double, digital environment, stunts, effects, and all of that timed to the music perfectly. It was truly incredible to watch that battle scene and experience it on the big screen. So, what do you think? Will there be more Guardians of the Galaxy movies? According to director Gunn, the story has concluded in this third part, and he isn't likely to return for directing another Guardians movie. But the franchise remains open for new characters. And for that, we and all you MCU fans cannot wait. Are you an MCU fan? Who is your favorite hero in the entire Marvel Universe? Tell us in the comments section. I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more interesting Galore Text videos. Thanks for watching.